follow the minority opinion that the ending of Mark, eating, drinking poison and all that, was true. Here's the thing, I don't do people's homework for them. I like them to reveal this themselves. Right. So my question to you is this: would you agree with me if Clement of Alexandria is saying that means Mark's gospel was around at the time of Peter?
It was around-ish. So Mark was writing things.
Was Peter aware of the Gospel of Mark? Is my question.
So he would have been aware that his secretary was writing things for him. Whether he recognised it as that gospel.
Right.
We see the Gospel.
So he didn't rubber stamp it then.
Well, he would have known what Mark was writing about him. So he would have been telling Mark all the things that.
Why is there no mention of resurrection in the Gospel of Mark?
There is in the final chapters.
You don't believe them?
I do believe them.
Or you believe
Yes. Just because some of the early ones they didn't have it, doesn't mean it didn't exist. Why would all the other Gospels hadn't?
So you follow the minority opinion that the ending of Mark, eating, drinking poison and all that, was true?
So I believe that's all true. Yeah. Because all the other Gospels agree.
So all the biblical scholars that say this is a forgery, you disagree with?
Who says it's a forgery?
All of them.
Forgery?
Ending of Mark? There is no ending of Mark.
Who says it's a forgery?
Which Bible do you read? Which Bible you got in your pocket?
I've got the English Standard, King James.
Read Mark 16. Oh, you got them on your phone?
Hang on, got some good security there. It's that thing that was going off, isn't it? But Mark is there in all the other Gospels as well.
No. According to the majority of biblical scholars...
I don't care what biblical scholars say.
I know you don't. You don't care... Okay, you don't care about people who spent their life studying the text. Fine.
Most biblical scholars have got
all right, so
days
okay.
Coming from
what do you base your research on?
On the historical church fathers and what they said.
And the biblical scholars don't do that?
The biblical scholars have got their own...
so they don't use the church father citations and such?
To a certain extent they do, yeah.
Do they or don't
they? Everything. No, they believe...
So let me just understand one thing.
They are more important than the church fathers. They think they have better...
But you think you're more important than...
No, I think the church
biblical
fathers...
scholars?
No, I think the church fathers are more important.
But we just said the church fathers... Sorry, we just said the biblical scholars do use the church fathers.
They do use them, but they think they're more important. They think their methodology now can overrule what people knew in the first century. They think of what they've done in the 20th century through...
Why is that? Why do you think that
because
is?
Because they've gone through a methodology.
Well, not necessarily, because they've realised that you don't have the originals of what you have. Yeah, they've realised as you discover more
they don't have the originals.
You don't have the originals.
The early church fathers had the originals.
No, but the point we have is this. We can see after the discovery of new manuscripts that it contradicts the previous book. So, for example, the KJV needed a revision after the discovery of the Codex Sinaiticus because they highlighted all the additions and such that was found that were not found in the oldest manuscripts. Now, you yourself as a non-biblical scholar can turn around and say to me, well, I don't care. But biblical scholars, when they look at the antiquity and they look at the oldest manuscripts and they know that the manuscripts are copied from manuscripts, if you have a manuscript containing something that's not found in the original, that's a forgery.
How do you know it's not in the original? Where is your original?
In the oldest.
No, you said original. So
by original, okay, let me rephrase that. By the oldest manuscript.
Yeah, so what they do, the way the biblical scholars work, they have two methods. They have the majority text, which is where they look at all the manuscripts and say, well, the majority say this, and they go with the majority text. Then you have the critical text, which looks at all the manuscripts and say, well, yeah, the majority say this, but these ones are older and these ones have got more weight because they're more
Look, you can have 20,000...
So different ways.
You can have 20,000 manuscripts with 1 John 5:7 in them, and everyone thinks, oh, this is reliable because all these manuscripts say it. But if the manuscripts prior to it that it's copied from didn't have 1 John 5:7 in it, then it doesn't matter about them 20,000.
But if others have attested to it through their letters and writings...
Who's attested to it?
That's what we said, the church fathers. I think you just said that the scholars...
Oh, okay, you keep talking. All right. So you keep talking.
It's not simple just picking up a script and saying, right, copy that script. Those scripts were letters...
Why do you believe what the church fathers say?
Because it all goes together.
No, why do you believe what they say?
Because it all comes together as coherent. So when you take the whole lot together, it's coherent. When you take individual bits, you say, well, yeah, that bit might have come from somewhere else. But it's only when it's corroborated.
Why do you believe what church fathers say are reliable? For For example, when,
They're church fathers. They
when
walked with the
Papias,
apostles.
when Papias in the 2nd century says that Matthew's the author of Matthew, why do you believe what Papias says? I'm just trying to understand. I'm not tearing things down here. I'm trying to understand.
Because the church fathers walked with the apostles. Okay? So they are straight away, they are disciples of the apostles. Sorry?
Which church fathers?
All the early church fathers, which one? Polycarp.
Polycarp. Who was Polycarp a disciple of?
Polycarp was John, wasn't it?
Yeah. But there's a funny thing about Polycarp. He never quotes from the Gospel of John.
No, because John was encouraged to write his gospel at a late age by his followers because he became Bishop of Ephesus.
No, but
So he
why,
was
why,
writing
why
these
doesn't a
apart.
disciple of somebody quote them?
He would have quoted John because he would have been learning from John. So you might not be able to find. You may not be able to find an exact quote that you can copy. But Polycarp and all the others would have been quoted directly from the
You seem like a reasonable guy. More homework for you. Okay. Go
I
on.
love doing homework.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the homework for you now. Did Polycarp ever quote from the Gospel of John? And if he didn't,
what's my criteria to prove that or disprove it? Because
okay. So you would look at the things
sayings.
Polycarp says, and he would reference it just from John. Yes.
So you said I must find a reference from Polycarp that says John.
Okay. What's my claim? According to biblical scholars, not me, not Muslims, from Christian biblical scholars.
Not all Christian.
Lots
of atheists,
okay.
Strange Christians.
Polycarp never quotes from the Gospel of John.
Right.
And this is why they question whether he was a disciple of John or not.
So what they're saying is, are they saying they cannot find a quote from the Gospel of John?
They're saying,
why should
we? What they're saying is, why should we believe this man is a disciple of John when he never quotes from his Gospel?
All the other church fathers also agree that Polycarp came from John because there's a history. It's like your chains of narration.
It isn't.
The early church fathers had people who spoke to people who spoke to people who knew they was reliable because it was all part of the early church.
I'll tell you how corrupt your church fathers are. Would you say Eusebius is a church father?
He comes a bit later. He writes the church history. Yeah.
Right. So you have Origen, yeah.
Origen he had his problems. They all had their problems. The early church.
All right, so when Origen read the letters of Josephus, yeah, about Jesus, who he was, Origen complained as to why he's not saying he's the Messiah and he's more than a man. Why is he not saying he was resurrected? Why is Flavius Josephus, the historian, not saying these things? When Eusebius inherits the library of Origen, all of a sudden now Josephus's letter is saying that. Yeah, the things that Origen complained that the letter wasn't saying, when Eusebius got his hands on it, all of a sudden now it's saying it. It's saying he's more than a man.
So Josephus wrote lots of stuff. It doesn't mean that Origen had access to everything.
More homework for you.
You give me all these things that are going to be impossible to find.
No. Just go and just research it. I don't know if this controversy of Eusebius was about this thing, but the point I'm saying to you is this. When Origen complained about something, about a letter from Josephus, that same letter included the things Origen complained about that weren't there. So my question would...
Who got the letter? Sorry.
Eusebius.
Eusebius got a letter from
Origen. And Origen had been complaining about things Josephus said that didn't include such certain things.
Yeah.
When that letter got into the hands of Eusebius...
So Origen hadn't found in Josephus' works...
In the letter about this, yes.
That Eusebius did find.
No, that got added.
Why did you say got added? Where's your evidence it got added?
Because it wasn't there.
How do you know it wasn't there?
Because Origen complained.
So he may complain he didn't find something. It's like me complaining.
But Eusebius inherited the library of Origen. He inherited the works of Origen.
The works of Origen?
Yes.
Yes. So Origen is the one complaining. So that's him complaining.
Right.
I haven't found in all these works of Josephus, I haven't found this
him saying this thing.
So that's him as one man.
Oh, okay. Biblical scholars
didn't find it.
Biblical scholars, again, have identified that these additions are fabrications, are interpolations that have been added.
Well, they're not fabrications. No one's fabricated things.
They are.
People were given
They're
accounts that
fabrications.
they've heard from the people before them.
No, they're
That's
fabrications.
That's how it passes
No,
down.
It's
exactly the same
no,
way.
don't shoot the messenger, dude.
Exactly the
Okay,
same
don't
way
shoot,
as
don't shoot the
What
messenger.
you call the science of hadith,
Don't shoot the
the way
messenger,
it
dude.
passed down.
Don't shoot the messenger.
The church fathers passed down.
Just because you don't understand and know these things, when you know and understand these things, maybe it'll make you look at things differently.
Well, I know and understand enough to know that there's not.
You just
enough
stood here telling me
manuscripts.
biblical scholars are wrong, and the long ending of Mark is true.
The long end of the mark is there. It's attested by the early church fathers. What the biblical scholars are saying
That's what I'm
is
saying,
they cannot find a manuscript by itself that's got that.
Okay.
On it. But there's lots of
Which
references
okay, just
to it
okay, one
from the
second.
church fathers.
All right, which church father references the long end of the Mark? Just so I understand.
I'd have to get, that's why I would have to go and research. I would have to find out the names of them. But
No, that's me.
It's there. It's common. It's common amongst them.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah. It's common.
It's common, but you don't know.
Sorry.
One second.
What was the original conversation anyway?
I don't know. I have no idea.
So it was like,
They were talking about something, and it's just when he said about John 17:3 being ambiguous, which you disagreed with,
Yeah.
and I disagreed with, and then I just wanted to correct him on that point. I wasn't getting involved. It wasn't,
Okay, so
it wasn't my conversation.
What we